Your summer vacation is going on? Nice. It's very nice. How many of you started working on the Dhruva project? Started. I'm not saying completed. Yeah, started, right? Many of you. That's nice. Very good. I hope you're relishing it, enjoying it. So you have about 2 more weeks, 3 weeks to wrap it up. And today is the last class for the Dhruva story. Okay. So without further delay, we will start with chanting of the holy names, right? So let's start with the chanting of the holy names. And you can all your Japamala. See, Ishan has joined, Dhruv has joined, and iPhone Kabir. Is Kabir on that? Thank you, Kabir, for joining. It's a little bit hard to hear. Maybe you're traveling or something. Okay, thank you. Even while you're traveling, you are remembering Krishna. Thank you so much. So, dear friends, let's chant one round of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together, and then we will discuss the Dhruva story, and we'll complete the story today. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschali Deshtarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
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 Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, dear friends, thank you so much for joining. Okay, we'll get started with the Dhruva Maharaj story. This will be the session 14. So kudos to all of you. For those who have been attending regularly, this is session 14. In the last almost 3-4 months, we have been talking about this. How many of you know this verse or memorize this verse? Okay, some of you know this. Yes, Vinita, I want to recite.
Hare Krishna. Gunadikan mudam lipsed, anukroshan gunadamat, anukroshan gunadamat,
Maitre.
Maitrim samanad anvichin, nata peradibhuyate.
Very nice, thank you. Who knows the meaning of this verse? Who knows the meaning? Like not like as it is, but still. Yes, Dhruv?
So I think it means like one who is like more qualified or like better at something, you should respect them. Someone who is lower, you have to like and feel compassion, and as someone who's equal, you should be friends with. And then not the better be I think that means like once you achieve this, I don't really remember the final
No worries. Na means not. Tapa means difficulties, distress, problems. Abhibhuyate. Bhuya means will happen. So difficulties, challenges, miseries, or tribulations here will not happen. So one will not be affected by the threefold miseries. Very good. Who knows this verse? Who has memorized this verse? Did you try? How many of you tried to memorize a new verse between now and a new verse from last Sunday to this Saturday? Dhruv, which one you memorized?
I tried to memorize the one by Mother Kunti. It's not in the list, but I think I tried to memorize that.
Okay. Anyone tried to memorize any new verse from this 4? Okay, guys, please do. It's for your benefit, and if you are in this class, it will help you. So I know I don't say anything, or I don't know that if you don't memorize, but don't take it too lightly. Okay. Yonta pravishya mama vacha imam prasuptam sanjeevayat akhila shakti dharaswadhamna अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणाश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणं नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् यस्य प्रसन्न भगवान् गुणैर्मैत्र्यादिभिर्हरि तस्मै नमन्ति भूतानि निम्नामाप इव स्वयम्. And the last one, तितिक्षया कारुण्या मैत्रेया चाखिलजन्तुषु समत्वेन च सर्वात्मा भगवान् समाप्रसीदति. Hare Krishna. So I'm requesting you all to please keep memorizing, whatever you don't know from this list, take one more and start. So back to Dhruva's story, Canto 4, Chapter 12. Then, last time, where were we? Dhruva went to Badrik Ashram. Okay, who will say what happened afterwards? The fight was over, right? Kuvera, the conflict was resolved, the mediation was done. You all remember that? Right? Swayambhu Manu came, gave advice, and Kuvera came and all pacified. Then Dhruva ruled, and after that, he handed over the kingdom to his child and then went to Badrik Ashram. So what happens there? Anyone knows? We read last time. Yes, Pari? Just one line. Just to complete one line and then someone else will complete.
He becomes like purified.
Yes, he was purified by bathing there, chanting, continued devotional service. Okay. Who will say next? What happened? Yes, Vedi?
The two Vishnu Dutas came to get him.
Yes. You get bonus laddu if you can tell the name. Who knows the name of the two Vishnu Dutas? Yes, Pari.
Nanda and Sunanda.
Yes, Nanda and Sunanda. They came, their four-handed form with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Dhruva offered his respects to them, and they offered, their blessings, and they told that we are the representatives of Lord Vishnu. So let's read their conversation. So now they are conversing. That's where we stopped, right? They are conversing with Dhruva, Nanda and Sunanda, and they have come for what? What's their agenda? Who knows? They've come for what? They have come to take Dhruva back home, back to Godhead, to Vishnu Loka, right? So those who practice devotional service is an important lesson here. Those who practice devotional service, what is their destination after this life? Yes, Dhruv?
Golok.
Goloka Vrindavan, or spiritual world, Vaikuntha, right? They don't have to suffer again in the cycle of birth. And this material world is full of suffering. We may be born as a cat, a dog, an insect, a snake, a whale. So many 8.4 million species are there. And sometimes we feel, oh my God, even plants, right? They also have, someone is not on mute. So we'll keep oscillating in this cycle of birth and death. But if we take to devotional service and the shelter of a bona fide guru like Dhruva did under Narad Muni, then what happens? Then yad gatva nya nivartante tadhama paramama. That person will not have to take birth, repeated in the cycle of birth and death. Rather, they go to the param loka, that is back to Godhead. Okay. So now Nandan Sunanda, the Vishnu Dutas, are talking to Dhruva that this planet, Vishnu Loka, it was very, very hard to achieve, right? Where Lord Vishnu personally resides is the highest. And this unique airplane, they brought airplane with them, unique airplane, transcendental airplane. Krishna sent that, Vishnu sent that. And you are quite worthy to board a plane. So generally, everyone is, not generally, like always, everyone is afraid of one thing in life. What is that? What is everyone afraid of? Type in, everyone, please type in. What are you most afraid of? Forget about everyone. What are you most afraid of? Someone is writing snakes. Ocean. Okay. Bees. Let's see, snakes. If you notice that you may be writing the object, but if I tell you that snake bite cannot cause anything, then you will be not afraid, right? That all snakes are or ocean, you will never drown in the ocean. Then, because ultimately we're all afraid of death, right? We don't want to go that pain. Okay, thank you for those who respond. It means a lot, and I encourage everyone to respond. When I was a child, you know what I was afraid of? Cats. I'm still a little like not so like I can see them, I won't run, but you know I want to keep a distance with them. So, but yeah, I had a fear of cats when I was like 9 years old. Okay, so this is the picture I want to share. Dhruva boarding the transcendental flight, right? The airship, the Vaikuntha flight, Vaikuntha Airlines. So Dhruva Maharaj was very dear to the Supreme Lord, and when he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's associates, he immediately took his sacred. So he again took his bath, dressed in suitable ornaments, and did his puja. So very important. He didn't ignore, oh, now I'm fit to go back home, back to Godhead. Now I've achieved the goal. So it's not that bhakti, the sadhana bhakti we are doing is to get to a goal and then we stop doing. Because bhakti is eternal. Devotional service is eternal. So he offered respects to the great sages and accepted their blessings also. What can we learn from this here? Any thoughts? He offered his respectful obeisance to the great sages present in that ashram, Badrik ashram, and accepted their blessings. Any thoughts, any takeaways from that point? Did anyone think of? Yes, Ishan?
No matter how high of a position you are, always be humble.
Yeah, very good point. He didn't say, hey, I'm going back home, back to Godhead, you all rot in this world, right? I am better than you because see, this flight has come for me, special flight. You all keep doing what you're doing. I don't know when, if at all you'll ever get there. What else? So humility in success and consistency in failures. is very important ingredient in life. What are the two things? Who will repeat? Humility in success, consistency in failures, right? When we get something, it's very easy to become proud of, oh, look, all the hard work I did. That's why I got this scholarship or this college or this, grade or this, I deserve it. We may feel entitled and we may become ungrateful to all the people, teachers, parents, friends, etc., who may have helped to get to that point. So Dhruva's association, he was grateful to them. He took their blessings. And sometimes what may happen? We may give up in failures. Oh, this is not working, give it up. So consistency in failures and humility in success. There's a nice point I was reading recently about falling upwards. Generally, when we say falling, it sounds weird, right? Falling upwards. Who has heard this falling upwards? Who has heard falling down? So, what does falling upwards would mean? Can anyone think of? Falling upwards is fall basically means failure, right? Sometimes we may fall, like you're riding a bicycle, you're learning, you may fall. You may get a bruise, you may get hurt. But one approach is, oh, I'll never try it again and give it up. Will we learn? Right? We won't. And same is with academics, same is with bhakti, same is with any skill, right? We will make mistake in the journey unintentionally. But falling upwards means we understand, we learn, we from the mistake and we try not to repeat, and then we are actually falling, but we are growing. So we are moving up by learning from the lessons, by learning from the mistakes. We are not going down, we are going up. Does that make sense? Important point. So, dear friends, success, humility in success and consistency in failures are the two important lessons in life. Okay, now you all will read. So raise your hand if you would like to read, and then you all can read one verse each. Okay, let's start with Athar, Vinita, Karina, Dhruv, 4 verses. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Before getting aboard, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. In the meantime, he became as brilliant and illuminating as molten gold. He was thus completely prepared to board the transcendental plane. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So you see, this plane was also not a material plane. So before boarding, he offered respects. Anything connected to Krishna is worthy of offering respects. And one way to offer respect is circumambulating, offer respects to the associates also. Because it's also important to, sometimes people, those who are not so mature devotees, they offer respects to Vishnu, but they don't offer respects to the associates or devotees of the Lord. That's not a sign of mature devotee. Krishna is more happy when we offer respects to the devotees or associates of the Lord. So Dhruva showed that mature devotee sign. Okay, next.
Hare Krishna. When Dhruv Maharaj was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got up on the airplane, which was as big as a house.
Wow. As big as the house, like the entire house was there. And very interesting, the death personified. Dhruva used that as a stepping stone to, or a ladder is a step to board the plane. So in short, death in the life of a devotee is basically a passage or a step to the eternal destination. Death does not mean failure, right? Death does not mean, okay, he has gone. Like the example given is like the rat in the mouth of cat and the kitten in the mouth of cat. Are they going to have same destination, rat and the kitten? Who will explain this? Rat in the mouth of cat and kitten in the mouth of cat. Yes, Vedi?
The rat that's in the mouth of the cat is headed towards death, but the kitten is just being taken care of because that's its mom. And so, yeah, you'll be okay.
Yeah. And the mom is transporting the kitten, the baby child, to a safer destination, right? So the cat represents what here? The analogous to? The cat is like death. And rat is what? Non-devotee, right? So death is going to devour the non-devotee. Basically, they will be repeated birth and death, they will suffer. So the cat is like death, rat is the non-devotee. What is the kitten here? Who will explain? What's kitten here? It's not hard. You can, come on, try. Yes, Vedi?
The devotee.
Yes, the devotee. So devotee also, will their body be eternal? Even after 100 years, their body will continue to live? No. So at 70, at 50, or sometimes even in early age, the body will pass. The body is perishable, right? But what will happen after the body is, gone? To the devotee, to the kitten, what happens? What does the cat do to the kitten? We just discussed this. What does the cat do to the kitten when the kitten is in the mouth of the cat? Yes, Ishan?
Wait, the cat takes care of the kitten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scared, but specifically in this example, what is the cat doing to the kitten?
Moving the kitten.
Yes, moving to a safer destination. So the death in the life of devotee basically transports from this world to the back home, back to God at Vaikuntha Loka. And that's what is happening. Because Dhruva, if someone is sincerely practicing bhakti like Dhruva, when their body perishes, their eternal soul will go back home, back to God. Make sense? Important concept, very, very important concept. So death could not do harm. Everyone is afraid of death in this world, right? But Dhruva was not afraid. He put his feet on the head of death and got in the airplane. Next. Whose turn is it? Oops.
At that time, drums and kettle drums resounded from the sky. The chief Gandharvas began to sing, and other demigods showered flowers like torrents of rain upon Dhruva Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. The whole festival going on. Drums, kettle drums, shower of flowers, rains. Next.
Dhruv was seated in his transcendental plane, which was just about to start. When he remembered his poor mother, Suniti, he thought to himself, how shall I go alone to the Vaikuntha planet and leave behind my poor mother?
What does this tell us, my dear friends? What does this tell us? Anyone? There's only one person who wants to answer or can answer. Everyone type. what this verse, what lesson is being reflected, or what quality is being reflected. What's the takeaway from this particular verse? Okay, caring, good. He's caring towards his mother. It was not that he was not caring towards his stepmother. Why is he not remembering Suruchi? Anyone? Who can answer that? Why is he not remembering Ishan? Why is he not remembering Suruchi? Okay, it's a trick question. Karina, can you tell? Why is he not remembering Suruchi? He's only remembering Suniti. Was he envious towards Suruchi?
He wasn't envious, but like I guess it's because but I guess it's because like I don't know. I don't know.
I'll ask this question one by one. Let's see who is in the story. Okay, Athar, can you tell? Why is he not remembering Suruchi? Is he envious towards Suruchi or Uttama? Oh, you were the one caused me problem. That's why I won't take you back home. I'll remember my mom.
Um,
This is telling me who is studying. Lakshay, can you tell? Why is he not remembering Suruchi at this moment?
because he didn't like, he thought that she would be able to go by himself, but like, basically maybe he thought down she could like, she had to like get more like devotional, like become
Okay,
a better devotee, maybe.
interesting. Pari,
Um, maybe it's because like he wanted like Saruchi to like improve on herself before she could like enter Golok, I guess maybe. Like it's like
interesting. So he
maybe
needs
she
she
wasn't
needs to do
ready.
more bhakti before
Maybe
she
she
can
wasn't
get there.
maybe she just wasn't ready, I guess.
Okay. She needs to do more bhakti to get there, to get to Goloka. Yeah. Okay. Dhruv?
I think maybe I'm just guessing, but I think maybe Dhruv thought that Uttama would probably take care of Suruchi.
Because it's not her mom, so it's Uttama's responsibility, okay? Right? You take care of your mom, I'll take care of my mom, right? Where was Uttama at this point? Where was Uttama? Vinita?
Both him and Suruchi are already dead. They've already moved on, like wherever they are. So
Yeah. You guys forgot the story, right? They were dead in the forest, right? He went for hunting and then she died in the fire. It's a trick question. Good. Are you all following? Now you recall? Where are Uttama and Suruchi? And what was he? What's the rationale that he was not envious towards either of them? How can you prove it? Can you all prove it? Who can prove it that he was not? He was. There are multiple things to prove it. And by the way, dear friends, I would recommend you all to study this, verse by verse again. You have this project means you have to study this thoroughly. Even if your project is about one small section, but this has lots and lots of lessons, okay? So what was my question? Yeah, how can you prove it that he was not envious? Okay, everyone type in. I'll hear also. There are a couple of reasons. Yes, Vedi, maybe you can share one, and others can start to type also.
When he came back from the forest, he didn't like ignore Suruchi or blame her for the position she put him in.
Yeah,
And even Suruchi had changed and she wasn't like envious of him.
absolutely. He did not hold grudge. Very nice. He did not blame. Rather, he offered his respects. If someone did wrong to you, generally, we are not the ones to start the conversation. Would you want to start a conversation? It's rare, right? I see thumbs down. Means no. And it also shows that if someone is not starting a conversation, that means they want to keep distance with you, right? Or they're taking forever to reply to you. That means they want to keep a safe distance, right? Anyway, so thanks for paying attention here. So he was remembering Suniti. So what's the lesson? Caring. What else is the lesson there? Gratitude, right? Gratitude towards the mother. Because she was the one who inspired inspired him to go to the forest, right? That's called, there are different types of gurus. How many types of gurus are there? Can anyone tell? How many types of gurus are there? Okay, type in, or Ishan, please tell what's on your mind.
Isn't it two, Prabhuji? Like, the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Guru?
Shiksha guru. That means what in English? What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I might have gotten them mixed up, but I think Shiksha Guru is the one that like advises you, but like he doesn't like initiate you or anything. He's like,
Yeah, one who gives shiksha. Shiksha means knowledge, instructions, guidance, etc. And Diksha Guru can certainly also give shiksha, but sometimes in practical situations, one may not be able to so closely communicate with the Diksha Guru, right? Because Diksha Guru may have many disciples, and it's like sometimes the approach may not be so easy. So that's certainly uh, there. And there are other types also. One is called Chaitya Guru. What does that mean? Chaitya means consciousness, Krishna sitting in the heart as Paramatma, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is sitting in our hearts, right? Right? Krishna is there in our heart as Paramatma. How many of you have felt that, that voice of God, inner voice, sometimes you feel that, which kind of holds you from not doing something wrong? Has anyone felt that? Sometimes you may feel it. If you're especially following Bhakti Yoga, sometimes your friend may say, hey, let's eat this cake. And then you get to know it looks very tempting. Oh, but it has eggs. The parents are not watching. Your guru is not watching. But your inner voice tells, although it's tempting, it looks amazing, but it's not good for me. Krishna won't be happy. So you say no, right? And that voice guides you, right? Has anyone felt that? Something similar? Okay, very good. So that's called Chaitya Guru. And there is one more type of guru called Path Pradarshak Guru. Path Pradarshak. The English word path, we say, is coming from the Sanskrit word Path Pradarshak. That means to show, the one who shows the path. Sometimes there may be a friend or someone who may not be following the path of Bhakti Yoga very seriously, but they may say, hey, if you have any spiritual questions, go to ISKCON temple and there is so-and-so, Prabhuji, Mataji, they will help you. Right? So that person may not be like so serious and they may also be doing wrong things and whatnot, but they became instrument to help you to connect to Bhakti. So what did they become? They became your Path Pradarshak, the one who showed the path, right? Makes sense? So we should be grateful to them also. So in this case, Suniti was also Shiksha Guru. She gave a lot of good instructions to Dhruva, but also she was the Path Pradarshak Guru or Vartaman Pradarshak Guru, the one who shows the path. Is everyone following? Makes sense? So we should be very grateful to everyone, especially to our teachers who have showed the path, who have guided us. So how can I go alone and leave my poor mother behind? Right? Other two are gone. The father already retired. So the great associates of Vaikuntha-Lokananda and Sunanda could understand the mind of Dhruva. That he was thinking about his mother, and then they showed, oh, look at that. Another plane where Suniti had already boarded. Isn't that beautiful? There's a very nice purport to this verse, I believe. Let's read this. Who would like to read? Vedi? Yeah, please.
This incident proves that the Shiksha or Diksha Guru who has a disciple who strongly executes devotional service like Dhruv Maharaj can be carried by the disciple even though the instructor is not as advanced. Although Suniti was an instructor to Dhruv Maharaj, she could not go to the forest because she was a woman, nor could she execute austerities and penances as Dhruv Maharaj did. Still, Dhruv Maharaj was able to take his mother with him. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also delivered his atheistic father Hiranyakashipu. The conclusion is that a disciple or an offspring who is a very strong devotee can carry with him to Vaikuntha Lok either his father, mother, or Shiksha or Diksha Guru. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, if I could perfectly deliver even one soul back home, back to Godhead, I would think my mission, propagating Krishna consciousness, to be successful. The Krishna consciousness movement is spreading now all over the world, and sometimes I think that even though I am crippled in many ways, if one of my disciples become as strong as Dhruv Maharaj, then he will be able to carry me with him to Vaikuntha Lok. Hare Krishna.
Very well. Isn't that so amazing? That the Guru is feeling, all the Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, they were so qualified, so sincere, but they are feeling, no, 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 I am not so qualified. But maybe one of my disciples will become like Dhruva, sincere, serious, and on his behalf, I may also go. So, my dear friends, Vaishnavas, you have great responsibility to even take your generations back home, back to Godhead, by just being a good devotee. Your parents, your grandparents, great grandparents, and 7, 10 generations, anyone connected to you, your future generations, they all will go back home if you take this seriously, or we take this seriously. And what could be a better gift to them, to express our gratitude towards them? There's no other better gift in this world. Okay, so let's continue further. So his mother was already boarded. Okay, who has not read? Please raise your hand if you want to read. Yeah, keep your electronic hand up so we can all get chance. You saw different demigods, different planets. Okay. Then Ishan, Pari, and Lakshay.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Dhruv Maharaj thus surpassed the 7 planetary systems of the great sages who are known as Saptarishi. Beyond that region, he achieved the transcendental situation of permanent life in the planet where Lord Vishnu lives. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Next.
The self-effulgent Vaikuntha planets, by whose illumination alone all the illuminating planets within this material world give off reflected light, cannot be reached by those who are not merciful to other living entities. Only persons who constantly engage in welfare activities for other living entities can reach the Vaikuntha planets.
Very nice.
Persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed, and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with devotees of the Lord. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to God.
Beautiful. Isn't that this verse similar to this verse? Right? The Lord is very satisfied when his devotees who greets with tolerance, friendship, equality. Quite similar. Shanta, Samadarsha Shuddhai. Shanta Samadrisha Shuddha. Sarva Bhutanuranja Yanti Anjasya Chuta Padam Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. Shanta, who are peaceful. Samadarshi, equipoised. Shuddha, cleansed, purified. And know the art of pleasing all other entities. That's a very tough art, actually. How many of us agree with that? Right? But we can try. I mean, it's hard to please everyone, but we can at least try to. If we can't please, at least don't displease them. At least be neutral or try to please. But again, pleasing others may not mean to become a doormat, right? Or to kind of, I don't know, agree with the wrong. Okay, you want, let's say they're asking for something wrong, and we say, okay, to please you, I'll give you that. Let's say my neighbor is asking, okay, I need some drugs. Okay, I want to please him. Okay, I'll give him drugs. That's not the right thing. We have to follow dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma has to be followed. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home. Okay, thank you. So where were we? Here. In this way, fully Krishna conscious, the exalted son of Maharaj Uttanpada attained the summit of the three statuses of planetary systems. What are the three statuses? Like lower, middle, upper. So he was above all these, like Narka, commonly called like Narka, Swarga, right? So Narka are lower, Swarga is upper, and then we are in the earthly planets, Bhuloka. My dear descendant of Kurvas, a herd of bulls circumambulates a central pole. On their side, all the luminaries with the universal sky unceasingly circumambulate the abode of Dhruva Maharaj with great force and speed. So actually, you can see this Dhruva Loka. How many of you have seen it? It's also called North Star, Pole Star. It always stays in the same direction, and like the bulls, how many of you have seen bulls moving around like a pole in circular fashion in India or somewhere? They're like tied to a pole, and then they're the rope. Similarly, this is the central point. And Dhruva Maharaj's Loka is not a material planet; it's Vaikuntha. So Narad Muni went to the Prachetas, happily chanting the three verses. So then this is now Narad Muni is always playing his veena and chanting. Let's see what verses he chanted. Who has not yet read? Anyone wants to read? In the last few verses of this chapter, I want to wrap up this quick. Okay, we'll go for seconds. Who wants to read? Okay, Vedi, then Dhruv, and Nathar.
The great sage Narad said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruv Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantists or strict followers of the Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings.
Very nice. Next.
The great Sith Nara continued. Just see how Dhruv Maharaj grieved at the harsh words of his stepmother. Went to the forest at the age of only 5 years, and under my direction underwent austerity. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruv Maharaj defeated him with the specific qualifications possessed by the Lord's devotees.
Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years, after undergoing austerity for 6 months. Alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. Hare Krishna.
So who is speaking this? Narad Muni. Narad Muni, his main goal is to glorify Krishna and his devotees. It's not that it was his disciple, that's why he's glorifying. No, it was a glorifying because of Dhruva's great devotion, his great sincerity. Yashit or Nimai, Nishita, those who have not read, would like to read?
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Text 45.
44, yeah.
The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, whatever you have asked me about the great reputation and character of Dhruva Maharaj, I have explained to you all in all detail. Great saintly persons and devotees very much like to hear about Dhruva Maharaj.
Nice. I can read 45 also.
By hearing the narration of Dhruva Maharaj, one can fulfill desires for wealth, reputation, and increased duration of life. It's so auspicious, one can even go to a heavenly planet or attain Dhruvaloka, which was achieved by Dhruva Maharaj just by hearing of him. The demigods also become pleased by the narration is so glorious and is so powerful it can counteract all the results of one sinful.
Very nice. This is called Falashruti, or the fruit of hearing this pastime. What will happen? You'll get wealth, reputation, increased duration of life. Not only that, one will go to the heavenly planet or attain Dhruvaloka. So you get the same planet just by hearing about him, which you all did. And the results of all sinful reactions will be countered. That means no more, you know, results of all the past sins we may have committed. Anyone who hears this narration repeatedly tries with faith and devotion to understand, which you're all trying, attains pure devotional service. That's the biggest thing. And executes pure devotional service. And one can diminish the threefold miserable condition of life. Na tape abhi bhuyate. Right? Anyone who hears this narration of Dhruva Maharaj acquires exalted qualities like him. What are the exalted qualities like Dhruva? Can someone name a few? Let's quickly name the qualities of Dhruva. Everyone type in and I'll start writing it here. Or by the way, we can also use whiteboard. Okay, let's type it here. Keep it simple. What are the exalted qualities of Dhruva here? I'll start with one like unflinching devotion. Let's see what all you're writing here. Forgiving, yeah, faithful to Guru and Krishna. Humble, very nice. Forgiving, very nice. Empathetic, someone said. Excellent. Devoted, unflinching devotion. Forgiving. Then non-envious, right? Kind of forgiving. Hardworking, yes. Was not lazy, right? Knowledgeable. He got all the knowledge. Okay, I'll take that. Respectful, very nice. So hardworking, also persevering, we can say. It's very similar. What else? Did we complete everything? Compassionate, okay, very good. I'll write that, compassionate. Caring, did we write caring? He's caring to his citizens, right? Respectful, humble, friendly, right? Friendly to many, his equals especially. Righteous, yes. What else? Very good. And he was non-judgmental, right? He was open to feedback. Remember? It's a great quality, right? To be open to feedback. He was non-defensive when feedback came. Basically, again, connected to humility. What else? He was grateful, very, very important quality. He was persevering, so kind of hardworking. So all these qualities one will get by hearing this narration. So please hear, we're all doing that. Let's see last few verses. One should chant the character and activities of Dhruva both in morning and evening with great attention and care in the society of Brahmanas and other 20. So basically repeating this. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu loved hearing Dhruva's pastime and Prahlad's pastime multiple times. And persons who have taken shelter of the Lord would recite the narration of Dhruva without taking remuneration. Like it's not like a business, right? Specifically, recitation is recommended on the full moon or the dark moon on the day after Ekadashi and the appearance of Shravan star. Okay. Without professional motive. The narration is sublime. Persons who are unaware of the absolute truth can be led to the path of the truth. And this is the last verse of this chapter. Who would like to read? Vinita, you want to read?
Hare Krishna. The transcendental activities of Dhruv Maharaj are well known all over the world, and they are very pure. In childhood, Dhruv Maharaj rejected all kinds of toys and playthings, left the protection of his mother, and seriously took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. My dear Vidur, I therefore conclude this narration, for I have described to you all of its details.
Wonderful. Thank you. Dhruva Maharaj ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Did you all like the 14 sessions? Were there some good takeaways? How many of you attended all the 14 sessions? Oh, Vinita did. Awesome. How many of you missed something, but you heard the recording to catch up? Okay, so I would call that as also as you attended. So now how many of you attended all 14 session? Or you heard the recording to catch up? Okay, so others, I would encourage, all it's posted. Vinita will, Vedi will post the list today again of all the recordings. Maybe it's all in the YouTube, you can hear again. The projects have already been assigned and all of you have volunteered for what project you want to do. So you have about 3 weeks from now. So please complete. If you have any questions, thoughts, feel free to reach out. And I'm very, very grateful to all of you for giving me this chance to read or re-go through this whole pastime, which is very sweet. And every time we read this, we learn more. And this time I also read this book along. So many, many lessons I shared with you all were from this book, which is connected to this story. So there's a whole book, a lot of purports of Prabhupada and from other acharyas, plus the contemporary lessons Prabhuji shares. So I was parallelly reading this book also. So you may have not read this book, but you got most of it also. Does that make sense? I was reading it along as we were, or maybe before the class or sometimes after the class to share the important lessons for ourselves. Any thoughts, comments, reflections from this Dhruva episode? Anyone wants to share? We have 2-3 minutes and then we'll wrap up. Anyone? What's a few takeaways from or something really struck you? Everyone, please share something, one thing, whether it's a reflection, whether it's a lesson, whether it's a takeaway. You can speak or write, whatever is easy for you. Yes, Vedi, please.
I never really thought about how, I guess, important the path for their guru can be. Because even if Like they just mention it like kind of. Sorry. Even if they mention it like casually, oh, you have any questions, just go here. But then that sets you for like the rest of your life. So I've not thought about how important that is.
Yes, and there are, many people, even Srila Prabhupada, he came to meet Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur because one of his friends said, hey, a big, guru is there. Let's go and meet him. I am forgetting what was the name, Narendra or something. Anyone recalls? I'm forgetting his name. So, but that friend, we don't hear after that. That friend didn't take to this path seriously, but Prabhupada did. But that friend became a via medium. Even His Grace Visheshika Prabhu, one of his friends gave him the Back to Godhead magazine, just casually, right? Okay, take this. You like? I think you like. You may like it. And that magazine became a turning point in his life, right? But his friend, so yeah, I know many people. Like one of my cousins also, he told his friend, hey, come to ISKCON temple. And then later his friend became a great brahmachari. And my cousin also practices, but not to that extent. Mhm. So many, it's a very important role. So you may give book to someone or prasad to someone or a mantra to someone, and tomorrow they may become a great devotee. And guess who gets a transcendental commission here? Who gets it? Point to that person. Is everyone following? You get it, right? If you give Gita to someone, maybe you have not read it fully or you don't know the full essence, but you gave it to someone and they become a great devotee, then you will get the credit also. Okay. Ishan is sharing Dhruva forgave Suruchi after all she did to him. That's a beautiful lesson. Thank you. Anyone else wants to share before we wrap up? Thank you, Vidhi and Ishan, for sharing beautiful reflections. Okay, dear friends, I'm very grateful for your association. So we'll continue next time and with a different topic. I'll think of what topic. If you have any suggestion, feel free to message me that we should cover this topic or this episode or this section from Bhagavatam, or somewhere. I'm open to your suggestions, and we will meet next week sometime. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Bye.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.